Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. And I just wanted to follow up on this awful murder, of Tessa Majors, an 18-year-old freshman at Barnard College, an all-girls college or all-woman female college in New York City. I believe that's near Manhattan. It's, I guess, immediately adjacent to Columbia University. The incident happened in Morningside Park, which is also it's right next to the college. But apparently, I think they've had a lot of problems with Morningside Park, and many persons are many bystanders that have spoken to the press have said you don't go there after dark, etc. But the latest development is that they've arrested a 13-year-old. A 13-year-old, which is obviously it's shocking. It's just terrible, absolutely horrendous. But I was stunned to see the age of even further to see the age of the person arrested, who I believe has confessed to at least a portion of the crime. And I do think that all along, the group of assailants or suspects were juveniles, but yesterday it was reported that there was a 16-year-old in custody, who hadn't been arrested. No arrest had been made, but was in custody. And then another report yesterday of two other juveniles, different than the 16-year-old that was originally, taken into custody for questioning. I'll get to that in a second. Who were questioned in the presence of their parents, but were later released. And actually now, after reading some reports and follow-up reports, the 16-year-old that was initially taken into custody for questioning, and there's reports of a trail of blood that led to his residence where he lives, and that reportedly, he had a green jacket, and a witness had not identified him specifically, but had said that she was attacked by somebody. One of the persons that attacked her had a green jacket. He also was released yesterday at some point after questioning. But as of CNN 25 minutes ago, Brynn Gingras and Mark Morales and Dakin Andone at CNN. A 13-year-old has been arrested in New York in connection with the death of Barnard College freshman Tessa Majors. According to a law enforcement source familiar with the investigation, the suspect admitted to the robbery attempt and stabbing and alluded to two other suspects. The source said Friday, adding that the investigation is ongoing related to the other suspects. So, reportedly there's still two other suspects out there. I mean, this is the other issue is, Barnard College is right there next to Morningside Park where the attack took place. And a lot of students are on high edge. They're fearful, being that the suspects are still out there. So there's still two out there, but they've arrested a 13-year-old boy who's admitted to the robbery attempt and stabbing, and alluded to two other suspects. When you read specifics of the attack, I mean, yesterday it said initially the reports were she was stabbed. I think stabbed in the stomach, but she was just brutally attacked, and I'll get to that in a second. And it's just horrendous. So police observed the suspect Thursday in the lobby of a building near the neighborhood where the stabbing occurred, the source said. He was wearing clothing matching the description of clothes associated with the Barnard student incident. The suspect was picked up on suspicion of criminal trespass, and police discovered he had a knife, the source said. An 18-year-old student at Barnard College was stabbed to death just blocks from Manhattan School in an armed robbery on Wednesday, Barnard College President Sion Belock said. The student freshman Tessa Rain, I'm not sure if that's Rain or Renee, Rain Majors, staggered her way up to the surface side of the Morningside Drive after being stabbed. If I could quickly bring that up, I will. And I am familiar with sort of the crime scene on Google Maps. Won't be able to without the other. It's 116th West 116th Street, I think. So that's it right there. in the earlier reports that she had, she made after being attacked, she fled or was able to make her way back up the steps. She had gone down to the security booth, and that the security guard wasn't in the booth at the time. That's where the initial reports were, that he was out doing the rounds, and as soon as he returned, he found her, lying, attacked, injured, lying in blood, and called 911. Those reports were erroneous. I don't know what the actual reports are, yet. So, but that's the security berth that they were talking about. These are the steps that you can't see. They go down into the Morningside Park. And apparently she was going down those steps when she was attacked. So those steps go down here, and then they go wrap around and go back down. And this is Columbia University, and Barnard, as I assume, is right in there as well. I didn't see any titles, buildings named, for Barnard College. I'm assuming it's mixed in there, right next to Columbia University. So, but it says the attackers allegedly demanded money from Majors and stabbed her multiple times in the stomach, face, neck, and under her arm before fleeing. They say she appeared to have put up a fight. Some witnesses saw some portions of this. I'm not exactly sure, who and how. She crawled back up the steps to Columbia University security guard booth. He called 911, and she was rushed to the hospital, but was later pronounced dead. So the security guard was in the booth when she managed to crawl her way back up the steps after being attacked. It was earlier reported that the guard had been doing his rounds when she came looking for help, but NYPD Chief of Detectives Rodney Harrison said on Thursday that was inaccurate. A 16-year-old boy who police sources described as a known robbery suspect was initially taken into custody from a nearby housing project not long after the attack, but he was released without charge on Thursday. He was reportedly wearing a green jacket that was similar to the one that a witness claimed one of Tessa's attackers was wearing. There was also a trail of blood leading to his apartment, which police sources described as a hub of criminal activity. Tessa is believed to have been entering the park around 5:30 p.m. when she was attacked, which is just after dark. I mean, that's just as it just became dark. So it's just terrible, and it's frightening. Obviously, for the other students that go to school there, etc. The assailants are said to have demanded money from her, then stabbed her multiple times in the stomach. She crawled for help to the booth of Columbia University security guard, but he was away doing his rounds. This is previous reports that's been updated. So when he returned, he found her unconscious and called 911. A second unidentified 911 caller reported seeing someone wearing a green jacket at the scene who they thought could be a suspect. Is unclear what time they phoned the police. An NYPD spokesman refused to give details on Thursday morning when contacted by Daily Mail. Emergency services responded and found Majors on uncharged. It's her cell phone. A cell phone was found there, a butterfly knife, and I thought one other item. Anyways, emergency services responded and found Major's uncharged cell phone lying next to her, along with a butterfly knife. It's not clear if that was the weapon used or if it belonged to her. Her parents are now on their way from Virginia to New York. I seriously doubt the butterfly knife is hers, but I wouldn't know. She's only been in New York City since August. She's only 18 years old. She's from Charlottesville, Virginia. I don't know if that's where she was born and raised or what, but I believe they found. I don't know if they found a knife on the 13-year-old boy that's been arrested and who's admitted to the robbery attempt and stabbing. And it's not clear if she was stabbed by multiple persons. Because there's two other suspects still at large, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time now that they have arrested a 13-year-old boy who's admitted to at least part of the crime and part of the stabbing. Before they catch up with them. I mean, it'll be probably hours. Within 24 hours, they're taken into custody. But I don't know. Obviously, a 13-year-old boy has been arrested in New York in connection with the death of a Barnard College freshman. Just trying to see if he had a knife in his possession when he was taken into custody. what did it say? It said the police observed the suspect Thursday in the lobby of a building near the neighborhood where the stabbing occurred. The sources said he was wearing clothing matching the description of the clothes associated with the Barnard student incident. The suspect was picked up on suspicion of criminal trespass, and police discovered he had a knife. He had a knife, the source said. So, it's very likely that multiple suspects had weapons. It's just brutal if you have multiple persons stabbing this girl, possibly. It's just absolutely terrible. So that's the latest, and that's that's the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.